Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a cast card in a love themed way using the Really Great Friends by My Favorite Things, as well as the Blueprint 27 and then this adorable Petite Gingham paper pad. Now I'm doing this card a bit different because I'm first starting with just the base of my card. I have this gingham paper cut to an A2 size, and I also cut out the panel that you can cut out with the Blueprints 27. So I'm stamping out my sentiment first, all different things than normal. But I'm doing this card is really simple, and I'm using one image, one sentiment. You kind of get the idea. It wasn't hard to figure out where everything was going. And now I'm on to the coloring. So for the coloring today, I'm using my Copic markers. And this paper that I'm using is Transotype Perfect Coloring Paper. For the colors, this one is a new color combination and I actually really like it. I bought some new markers, just a few, and I really wanted to use them. So here I'm using one new marker and then two older ones. Transotype Perfect Coloring Paper, ideal if you want to ink blend a lot, if you need to go back and forth between your markers. But for me, it needs at least 2 layers. So that's what I did. And then for the bike, I'm not going to add 2 layers because it's really small and, well, just 1 layer is already good enough, I think. But I'm just keeping it really simple, the bike. I'm using some grays and then some BGs that I really love. And then after the bike, we will continue with the critters, which are so cute. I love this set. I think it's my favorite from the new release by My Favorite Things. And then there is one other that I truly adore and I will hopefully use soon and share with you. But yeah, this is my favorite and I think you know why. It's cute and the critters that are inside of this stamp set have bigger heads than the bodies and I just love that. It's, well, super cute. So here you can see the BGs. These are my favorite BG color combinations that I have. It's a muted but really lovely blue. And some finishing details on the bike. And then we continue with the kitten. So I'm using some of these color combinations that I always use. It's my go-to color combinations for the several browns that I have. So the kitten is E18, E15, and then E33, E53. And then you have the dog. There I'm almost using exactly the same colors except for the 2 darkest ones. There it's E47, E57, and then again E33, E53. I almost always end with those 2 final colors. They work great together and just changing the darkest one gives such a different color that I just love it. So I'm keeping it really simple. As you can see here, those stripes will be with my darkest. And then I will move on to the dog. I also think that this dog can be wearing a shirt as well. But in this case, I just thought about the pants and doing all the rest in browns. So I'm first adding my darkest color and then I work my way to my lightest and I just return and do that all over again and wiggle in between colors if I don't like the blend. That's how I color with my Copic markers, but as I always say, it's important to have fun and to like the end result. And if you prefer starting with a base coat or starting with your lightest and working your way up, that's perfectly fine. Just have fun, enjoy it, and hopefully you like the end result, and then that's all good. There are so many ways to color with your Copic markers, and I think any way can work for you specifically. So just that final spot around the eye using a really light color, and then I can cut this image out using the matching dies. So before die cutting, I always secure my dies. I don't want it to shift while I am running it through the die cutting machine. So therefore I'm using some purple tape. And then once this is cut out, I just want to have a bit of a grounding. So I'm securing this panel onto my grid mat, and I'm using the lines on the grid mat to get sort of a horizon. And I'm going to really softly ink blend a little bit of tumbled glass on this panel just behind the image. And I'm making sure that I will not be ink blending on the other side of the purple tape by just using the scrap piece of the image. And I'm just really softly ink blending, checking whether I like the blend, and then just adding a bit more. And then I can remove the purple tape, and it's really subtle, I think, but it's there, you know. So let's finish this card. I'm going to add this panel with the image on top onto my card base. And for the panel I'm using some Scotch 3M foam tape, and then the images I will add with some thin foam squares, because that's what I like using. And I'm always covering the things really well. You can use less score tape or foam squares or whatever, however you like it, but I already got some cards from amazing crafters that didn't use as much foam squares or tape, and unfortunately, well, going through mail, a lot can happen with your cards, and with all the effort that you put in, I just prefer being sure that it gets to the recipient as neat as possible. So that's why I add a crazy amount of foam squares, of foam tape, and all those things. And once this image is added, I just am going to embellish this card a little bit more. It's a really simple card, so I didn't want to go overboard. But I have these lovely heart sprinkles, and you can use several colors on this card. I used some orangey yellow colors on the image, so I thought either the white ones or the red ones, and well, I use a lot of the white ones. So I decided, well, the red ones work, so I'm going to use those on this card. So I'm just trying to figure out the layout for those sequins. I don't want to go overboard again. There is only one image. I don't want there to be a crazy amount of embellishments that take away from the image. It just has to reinforce it. So I'm going to add them with some liquid glue. And just for this bottom one, I really wanted it to be centered underneath the sentiment and the image. So that's why I used my T-square ruler. The rest is just free-handed. And then I'm using this embellishment wand by Studio Katja to get everything in place. And once that's done, this card is completely finished. I'm not going to add anything more. This is a clean and simple card, and I really wanted to keep it this way. So I really hope that you like it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and of course that you like the end result. If you do, you can always give this video a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will be back soon with some new crafty inspiration. Bye!